to 90. The game was played behind closed doors because of an order of the Department of Interior of North Rhine-Westphalia, so no fans in attendance tonight. Congratulations to AEK for advancing to the next round of the BCL playoffs. We have now with us the coach, Ilias Theodorou, and player Keith Langford. Welcome to the press conference. We start as always with the players so we can advance to the shows afterwards. Mr. Langford, your statement for the game, please.
First of all, I want to just say this game is it's pretty much been like a microcosm of our season. Different guys stepping up in different moments, different guys having to take on different roles. Some guys starting, some guys not, some guys haven't played in a while. We really have been a collective effort this season, so I want to give a lot of credit to the team. Geekus was great. And everybody just, we continue to find a way. And so tonight was just another step in that direction, and I'm happy for AEK, and this is where we wanted to be. So just go back to Greece and get to work.
Are there any questions for Mr. Langford? No.
You guys came up big in the fourth quarter again. What was the difference? What made the difference for you?
Just my knee-jerk reaction would be experience. I think that between myself and Mario and Zesis and Marcus Slaughter and Jonas Valanciunas, we've been around for a long time, and we're a little bit older, but we're battle-tested, and we have a really good mix of older guys who can still play, and young, hungry guys, like Geekus, like Kendrick Ray, when we complement each other real well. So I think in the fourth, you saw our experience come out a little bit.
And as you mentioned, just to pick that up, because you already mentioned the experience within the team, going forward, you said we find a way.
Right.
What do you guys have to add to eventually make to the Final Four?
I think this next series we have to be as healthy and physically prepared as possible. I was just telling Coach before I came out here, I've been out for a month, and when you're my age and you sit out for a month, it's harder to get your body going again and get your rhythm. So, and I think Mario came up with a little something tonight. So I just think that Kenny had a little stomach ailment. So I think we just need to get as healthy as possible, and it's good that we have an extra week in between the games. So I think that if we're as healthy as we can be and sharpen the tools a little bit for these next week to 10 days, I think we'll be fine. So that's the one thing that we need most playing Nürnberg.
Now, speaking of health, I see there's an ice wrapped around your thigh. Is there any injuries?
I'm 36, baby. I need this. Good.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So continue with AEK's coach. Coach, your general statement, please, for the game.
Okay. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate our players for this win. We qualified to the next round, and they deserve everything because they try really hard. We knew how difficult it is to play against Bonn. Maybe some of our people in Greece, they don't believe this team. I mean Bonn, but really it's very difficult to play against them. It's one of the most quality team, especially in offense. They know how to play. They have now a new coach. It's a new atmosphere. I felt this atmosphere, and that's why we are everybody happy about this win. So we have to continue. We have to go back now to Greece to prepare the team for the next round, of course. And one more time, I hope to be healthy for the rest of the season.
The same question goes to you as to Mr. Langford. Mario Chalmers got injured late in the fourth quarter. Do you have any updates on him?
Mario, he gives everything for the team. I don't want to say something about generally separate for the players. We don't know exactly the type of injuries and how serious it will be, but I hope to come back again really soon.
Are there any questions for the coach?
Thank you very much.
No, and thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Once again, congrats.
Thank you very much, my friend.
And in a few minutes, we'll continue with head coach of Telekom Baskets Bonn, Will Voigt. Fahren mit dem Spiel aus. So once again, welcome to the press conference. It's the second part now with the home team, Telekom Baskets Bonn. We'd like to introduce Ben Simons and head coach Will Voigt. We start with the player, Ben Simons. Ben, your statement, please.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear how the game was. AEK was obviously a very physical team and a big team, and we were a little smaller and faster, and you can see just clearly from the stats, their physicality caused us some turnovers. Clearly we had 19, and they had 13 offensive rebounds, and you can see points from turnovers, 29 AEK, and second chance points, 16. We had 15-1 fast breaks. So the game kind of played out how we figured it would. We just didn't quite make enough plays at the end to come away with the win. I think we played two pretty good games, but just in the fourth quarter couldn't quite do the things we needed to finish them out.
Could you speak a little bit about the lack of atmosphere tonight? Because obviously the game was played behind closed door. Did it affect you in any ways? Did you notice it in any ways?
No, I mean, I don't think so. Obviously, it's kind of an odd experience to be playing without fans. You know, it feels like a preseason game, honestly. You know, obviously we've all played a lot of these type of games before. But for a game to have such high stakes of, you know, a basketball Champions League playoff game, it was, you know, an odd situation, in a situation where I thought we did a pretty good job of bringing our own energy. I thought we had good energy from the bench. I thought that our energy overall for the team was good. But, you know, it would have been nice to have some people in the crowd to boost us up a little bit when we had things going pretty well for a while.
Are there any questions for Ben Simons? No questions, then thank you very much. And we'll continue with head coach Will Voigt. Coach, your statement, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, Ben covered it well. I think it's unfortunate, nobody's fault, but you know, obviously we had to go on the road and play in a hostile environment, and you know, in a tight game like this, you can't help but think, you know, hey, if this gym was packed and we had our fans behind us, you know, would that have been the difference we needed to kind of push it over the top? And you know, something about that would have seemed fair, right? Like, we had one game with fans, they had one, and then we go back and, okay, we can play with no fans in Greece. But very similar story as the first game. You know, first game they took 15 more shot attempts than we did. This game they had 18 more shot attempts than we did. You know, rebounds and turnovers, both games. So it's really hard. It puts a lot of pressure on you to win a game when you do that, especially against a really talented team. So I thought our guys fought hard. You know, we got into some weird rotations because of the foul trouble in the first half, and you know, we still managed to kind of navigate through a lot of that. We just couldn't make enough plays down the stretch to pull it out.
Do you think those weird rotations, as you called them, put you a little bit off your game plan and yeah, let your rhythm a little bit go away in the last quarter?
I mean, it definitely. You know, we definitely had to adjust on the fly with a lot of stuff. Yoshi's, I know he's played some point in the past. He's never played point for me in our system. So he hasn't practiced one single day at the one, and was forced to come in a really tough position. And then, you know, I mean, credit to them, though. Like, you know, Gikas comes in, a guy hasn't played, and I don't even know last time he played in a Champions League game, months and months ago, and swung the game for them. Now, we knew he was a shooter. You know, it wasn't like we didn't know what he did, but I think it's just a testament, right? Like, sometimes things don't go the way you kind of scripted, and you need some kind of wild card to come in and change it up. So for the most part, I thought our guys did a good job of adjusting on the fly with all the foul problems and guys having to play different positions and trying to find a way to stay competitive. But again, we just couldn't quite make enough plays when we needed.
Now we open up for the questions again. Questions for Coach Will Voigt? No?
Coach, you were up 62-54 in the middle of the third quarter, and then you subbed out Alec and Martin at the same time. Would you say, or would you agree that they gave you a little disadvantage afterwards?
No, you know, I mean, I'd have to look at the film to really know for sure. I think I'm trying to remember the specific part. I can't remember if didn't Alec pick up his fourth foul at that point?
Either that or Martin.
I think Alec had picked up his fourth foul, which maybe had forced our hand on that, if I remember correctly. I have to go back and look at the film. But, you know, I think for sure Marty, because he had to play, you know, extra minutes in the first half with Alec's foul trouble, needed a sub. You know, we tried to sneak minutes with Boyan here and there for him. But, you know, it was clear he was fatigued. Honestly, with Alec's situation, I think it was his fourth foul, but I don't recall exactly if that was the reason why.
Any more questions for Mr. Voigt? No questions? Then thank you very much. Und ja, Ihnen allen noch einen schönen Abend.
Merci.